You are about to engage in a two-part special series on what I can almost promise you will be the best single-player game of 2019. Witness Control with me. I have a ton of footage to share with you. It's going to be a two-part mini-series before the game comes out as we flip ray tracing on and off,
the maintenance sector
on
is
and
the
off.
janitor's domain. If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override.
We're a little bit of a ways into the experience, but not too far, and going to play through a mission, explore around, and just try to convey as best I can the incredible, almost unfathomable way that this game controls and plays, because let me tell you, it is perfection. It's so hard for me to speak hands, but they are in heaven when playing Control. It feels like you are an X-Men, or I guess in this case an X-Woman, and the way that the gunplay, the powers, the traversal, the abilities all work in concert is phenomenal. Remedy has been known for storytelling and for atmosphere.
The override is right there, in the control room.
But
how do we get there?
now they have hit a home run in terms of control. Perfect timing. It creates something remarkable and something I've been waiting for so long. So the fact that I got to play so much just affirmed that this is a true GhostRobo classic. What's going on, guys and girls? It's GhostRobo. Welcome to some epic early Control footage. This is PC gameplay where it looks oh so pretty. We are in a very special house where they keep all the spooky stuff. But thankfully, as I mentioned, it's not just atmosphere and vibes that have this game rocking my world. It's what you're seeing right here. The shooting, the movement, the telekinetic powers. How does it feel so good? How? Because I loved Alan Wake. I thought story-wise, conceptually, that is a winner. And I even loved Quantum Break, despite the fact that it kind of seemed mucked up between the TV show and the game itself. But I gotta be honest, neither of those games controlled particularly perfectly. You know, Quantum Break definitely got a lot closer, but this is in a whole different league. You'll see that the loadout is quite limited, but it's because your gun can modify itself to be many different guns, and they truly have found a variety sweet spot. Even though it is one gun, it does function and feel like a shotgun at times, or like a pistol or revolver, things of that sort. And you're able to put these different modifiers on that you find and acquire via exploration and loot. I love how well they have been able to merge things of 2019 into single-player, linear, set-piece storytelling, and it feels natural. Too often, that merger between a style of game that some studios have left behind and the tactics and tendencies of what makes a successful project in this day and age, they would not merge well, but Control has self-restraint. It has control. I think I'm just going to make that pun as many times as I can. And they nail it. So let's focus on the game itself. We are here looking for the janitor, just kind of taking in the scenery and the settings. That ray tracing looks freaking fantastic. We've got little bits of health lurking around, but I'm all full on that, so let's continue forward. It's always quiet around here when you're walking. I don't know, maybe there will be some areas that are a little bit louder, but it allows you to really hone in on this map and the world itself. And then they play with your expectations, because just when it's quiet for too long, in come enemies. And if I had anything negative to say about the game, it's that the enemy variety thus far has not been too grand from what I've played. I played the game now 2 separate times, 2 different areas. One was more of an explorative, test out the abilities and see sort of how things play type experience, and here what you're witnessing is much more of a let's take an important slice out of the game and have you participate in what it would be like to play the game for an hour, basically, like the actual structure. We're going to unlock a little bit of loot here, grab some materials, and eventually put those to good use. But right now, still have a few of these dudes left to exercise. I think they're all possessed. At least that's what they seem. Maybe some of them aren't. But I don't know how these evil humans would have got in here if they're just humans. I feel like security would have kept them out, but who knows? Maybe there's betrayers. Maybe there are traitors. But everybody does seem like a little bit loopy, so I'm guessing they're all paranormally inclined. Alright, someone is still shooting. I think the telekinetic grab and then crush is probably the most satisfying thing, and they found that nice visual flair where it just gives you that like distortion of the environment, of the lighting, and that's just such a sweet way to know you got the kill. There are personal modifications as well. I could dive into the whole little character system and weapon system, progression system, but I kind of want to just focus on moving forward. So let's go to the janitor's office. It's right here, and see if anybody's home in what currently feels like a very abandoned house. Grabbing some remnants. We do have an asset page, but right now he's got a poster of himself on the room. Pretty narcissistic.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saatana. It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ahti here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ahti. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not the yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant. Very well. I'll hit the facts on the table. I'm gonna sanoa perkele suoraan, that this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this. Fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow.
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it, and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back. That's great. Thank you, Ahti.
That dude has one cool voice, and they do characters so freaking well. If it's a little hard to follow, that's okay. It was for me as well. It's more just getting sort of the loop of the game and seeing some of the characters more than completely comprehending. Obviously, we need to start from the beginning for that. It sounds like the story is going to be very interesting. And they do have all those little nice nuances where they put projections and TV shows and pieces of paper with extra lore bits. So there's a lot to digest here if you want to fully invest.
Whoa!
As I fall through the floor and hit a little bit of slowdown, because I think it's loading into a completely different area, and for whatever reason, maybe it was me recording on top of the game and it's an early build, it did not. And we're free. Or are we? This looks like a very mysterious place. Almost a whole different world, if you will, but somehow still within this same house. I love that there are going to be side quests and extra missions within this game. It's a testament to how fun it is to play, and I know that's something that's hard to convey over a video and some commentary.
This place makes me nauseous.
But I'm telling you, if it at all looks repetitive,
An object of power.
don't worry, because
How do you think it got down
it's
here?
so fun. Like, it feels like you are... It's combat dancing, right? Like, everything just has such
Why is kids
a perfect rhythm and flow. Kind of like a merry-go-round. It just, the loop is smooth as heck. We're petting the horse, giving it some love, and it's now taking us to a different dimension where we will learn a new ability. It looks like it is the evade ability. So as I said, this is pretty early in the game. We're getting some of the basics here. A little evade dash that will come in handy for dodging enemies, getting through doors, and things of the sort. I got smashed there, but instead of making red-headed human sandwich, they just reset you to the last checkpoint, which is kind, because I envision that not being a very pretty picture. That's a tough door, but we get through. And we can also use our evade to kind of fly a little bit. Now, eventually you'll actually fly, which feels oh so sweet. But for now, you gotta crawl before you can walk, if you will. A golden man? Hello, golden man. Gold enemies are immune to our attacks, and we have to evade their nice grenades. Absolutely lovely. Okay, so I guess our order of business, in order to fully own this power, is to witness the beautiful particle effects of launched grenades exploding at our feet. This is what it probably feels like to be a kernel in a microwave when you're popping a bag of popcorn. It's not an NBS experience, let me tell you. But I found my way out, and we'll hit this pip and say, let's put that in our past.
Let's see if the Hiss keep up with me now.
And now the Hiss have even less of an advantage. Those are some of the guys that were hating earlier and trying to take us down. Jesse moves with such ease. Like, it is a game about an agent in a government facility, and at the same time you're a freaking X-Men. I'm telling you, like, that's the best darn comparison for Control. It is the dream super mutant game. Like, if you were disappointed with how Avengers looked, or the fact that it seems like a very standard beat-em-up, and you have visions and dreams of being a superhero in a really cool world with an awesome story and a whole lot to dig into, I think Control is probably your better fit. Definitely hit that like button if you agree and enjoy this video. I hope you guys do. This game, to me, is flying under the radar. It was my favorite thing I played at E3 2019. It's coming out in August. Just has such a super soon release date. It's out in a few weeks. It's going to be available on all the big platforms, PS4, Xbox, PC. And I hope people play it, because, man, like, there's times where I feel like games have left me behind because I'm not really into Fortnite, I'm not really into Apex, that stuff doesn't appeal to me. And so, like, a title like Control rolls around and just warms my freaking heart. These guys, on the other hand, kind of freak me out and freeze me up. I don't know what's going on in this weird pop-up book TV show that someone's real hands are moving. There's two creepy dolls called Threshold Kids. I'm guessing it's going to be a recurring episodic little bit. Remember the Twilight Zone type shows in Alan Wake? Those were hot. I freaking love that so much. Even American Nightmare, the way that it worked, that kind of stuff. Alright, we should probably move towards the objective. We're here in this maintenance sector trying to fix the power plant. As Ahti told us, it's going bad real fast, and the man in charge is starting to lose his brain. There's almost a Portal vibe to this. I mean, obviously not in the puzzle-solving aspect, although at times it does veer a little bit in that direction, but more so in just like this giant facility that feels abandoned. You know, but it has like weird stuff at every turn.
So what happens again if that thing blows up?
Explosion. Too much. Direct duty.
Little tiny hologram man. He's just kind of... Oh, he's big. Oh. He's big and small at the same time. For some reason, that just makes me think of Muppets. Probably not that friendly. Also, probably much more important. So, that man, that voice, that omniscient presence, I think helps guide Jessie along her path. Because it's hard to know if people within this world can be trusted. We picked up a correspondence there. As I mentioned, a lot of written collectibles to go along with all of the oddities that you'll come across as you move through the world. And so far also, like, the world itself is quite diverse. I hope it continues that way. I'm imagining that the best rooms, the most crazy sites, have been stashed away for later consumption. But I love the whole aesthetic, the fact that they flash the big typography on screen when you enter a new area. There's just so much done so well from a design standpoint. Like, they really get it and they really care.
Ma'am! Hey! Chief Arish, FBC Security. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
They all have HRAs. We're on the same side. My name is Jessie Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC Security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a shit show down here. We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing. Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, he came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? Well, that's catchy. Oh, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I'll keep an eye out for him. He sure has a lot of faith in his boss. Try to stay alive.
Try. I hope you do. I really do. Alright, fix the coolant pumps. Fix the energy converters. That's what we've got to do. Let's claim this control point right here. Don't think this has much to do with some sort of multiplayer type mode or anything. It's more of locking down an area once you clear out the enemies. That's what these control points sort of serve as we look to grab and gain more goodies on our quest for glory. Let's grab something heavy, because this dude looks like he means business, and that is a firework show. Walt Disney would be proud. Some more difficult hiss here, utilizing abilities of their own to take it to us, but we're getting that distortion, which lets you know who's in charge. A floating face says hello from above. I like it when they come at us from multiple angles, forces us to be flexible and utilize what we've got. Now, the gun has the ability to recharge on its own. You don't need to worry about ammo, but you do need to worry about recharges, and that's where you can kind of merge your abilities into a combo of sorts and kind of come up with your own symphonic way that you orchestrate the battlefield in order to eviscerate everyone, especially the dudes in the sky. The particle effects are freaking psycho on PC. I never play things on PC. I'm always a console person. This game, like, I may want to because it looks so good. Pop a controller in, play it on PC, best of both worlds. Perhaps. We've got another section of gameplay coming your way soon. If you guys want to see it, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Control is coming soon. We've got an awesome early look, and I'm telling you, guys and girls, I think this is going to be the single-player joint of 2019. It has impressed me at every turn. And it's not just because of the story, it's not just because of the vibe. I'm telling you, this is an X-Men game, and you're missing out if you don't give it a chance. NSC energy converters claim the space, save the world, bit by bit. I wonder what the big twist is in this one. I feel like Remedy always puts it in there. And what the heck is that?